what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over the best way to integrate the fitness and gaming app together. And this is going to be very important for those of you that have been inside of the Academy, Sanctum, or Dungeon, and also for those of you that might be new to it. And I already know a lot of the concerns that a lot of people had because I had to weigh out all of these positive and negatives, right? Of having two apps, right? A lot of people, don't even want to use one app, let alone two apps, right? So a lot of the decision making and the design process for both of these experiences, we had to kind of weigh out all of these options. And for a long time, we didn't want to have more than one app for everybody. We were really focused on just one experience for each one of our realms, the Sanctum Academy and the Dungeon. But then we really figured out a great way to integrate both of them as a cohesive and connecting experience for both. That's both unique but also meaningful when it comes to what you're doing in the fitness app and the game app. So I wanted to kind of go over, the best ways for you to kind of implement both of these apps. So, um, you could just say best way is to use both the fitness and game app. So a lot of the design process on my end was really, well, the whole entire design process, because I designed everything, was really based on the user experience. So what's going to be the flow on a day to day? Or in other words, what I like to say is what's going to be the core gameplay loop with both the fitness app and the game app. Okay, so I had to really, really test this out. I had to use it myself. I had to use both of these apps. I had to really test it out. I had to troubleshoot a lot. And there's definitely still probably some bugs somewhere. So if you do see any errors or any bugs, feel free to don't hesitate to reach out so that we can address it and we can change it and we can improve it as quickly as possible. But the first thing that I recommend is to number one is to first open the game app. So basically, what you want to do is you want to boot up the game essentially. And the big reason why is because you want to kind of really focus on the gaming aspect as much as possible first. Um, from my experience, as both um, a fitness professional and a gamer, uh, most people who are focused more on gaming don't like the fitness stuff as much. And most people either don't like fitness much or can't really get into it, or it's just something that doesn't motivate them as much. So the best way to kind of generate motivation to do the fitness stuff is to just focus on the gaming aspects first. So open up the app, check out what level you are, check out how much XP you need to level up for the day or gain as much XP for the day by going into the app and looking at your quest journal. So really diving into your quests and really seeing, okay, cool, here are the quests that I can complete today. Let me focus on this for the day, and so on and so forth. So that kind of first initiation of the gameplay loop, as I say, is so important, especially for what we're going to be including in the near future when it comes to different ways for you to complete different types of quests. So, first step, just first open up the game app, see where you at as far as inside of Infinite with your avatar. and just see what, hasn't been done, see what you can learn, see what you can do, and just really set that as like that first initiation thing that you do. Second, my recommendation as number two is, you know, probably not a hard guess here, but um, open the fitness app, right? So you opened up the game app, you see your quests, you see your levels, see how much XP you need. You kind of now are thinking about, cool, what can I do? Now the fitness app is the implementation, or basically it's the action, right? It's the imagine you're going from exploring the menus, of your character and your quests that you have available, but then now you're playing the game, essentially. So in a way, the fitness app is you playing the game, essentially. And the game app is kind of like where your quest log is, it's where you claim your rewards, it's where you gain your XP, and it's where you kind of make your progression or make your progress in the gaming aspect. So number two, open up the fitness app, and then you will basically see, things that you can do today, right? So you just kind of looked at your quests that you can do today, then you'll be able to open up the app and be like, cool, here's a workout that I can do today. Here's some cardio that I can do today. Here is my macronutrients or the nutrition that I can shoot for the day, right? There's a lot of things that you can do, but the game app first kind of puts a filter or a lens through what you can do so that you can do the right things to maximize your XP. And this is part of kind of playing the game, right? It's like if you're playing Diablo, for example, and you keep grinding this one dungeon that's, I don't know, a lower level, then all you really need to do is open up your quest log, or open up the world map to see that, hey, there's actually a dungeon around the corner that's higher level that I could be grinding to earn more XP, right? So in a way, the best way to play the game is to first focus on the game app and then going into the fitness app, which is the implementation. So that is number two. Number three. So you've opened up the game app, you looked at your quests, you open up the fitness app, you see all your habits, cardio things you can do. The best thing when it comes to, again, implementing both of these apps and these experiences, other than what I just shared from one to two, is to plan the most difficult quests. This is so important because if you don't think ahead and you don't plan ahead and you don't get your schedule down and you don't necessarily create intention, so that's basically what it is create that intention. And I would even say it's the same thing with the game app as well. It's going to be very difficult to execute, right? Because if we're doing all the kind of like the small little stuff, all the like the quick 1 XP, 2 XP, kind of 3 XP stuff, and we don't think about how we're going to be able to show up to the gym and do our workout, then you're going to be, number one, you're going to be missing out on a lot of XP. Number two, you might not even show up to that workout because you just didn't plan ahead and you didn't think ahead. So really plan the most difficult quest, and often not, it's going to be either workout related quests or nutrition related quests, right? So if you aren't planning out your meals and you don't know whether or not you're going to be able to hit your protein intake, you're most likely not going to hit your protein goals for the day. And then you won't be able to check off that quest inside of the game app. Same thing with your workouts. So plan the most difficult quests, plan ahead and plan how you can prepare earlier or in advance and also plan how you want to execute and can follow through with completing it. Which brings me to number four is if I could, let me just start that over. After you complete quests in the fitness app, you want to claim your rewards in the game app. This is also very, very important as well, simply because once you complete an activity in the fitness app, you want to make sure you go to the game app immediately and get your XP and your rewards. This is so important from a psychological standpoint when it comes to creating new habits and getting the biggest dopamine release in your brain as possible, because there's nothing worse about there's nothing worse than not closing a loop, right? It's like, imagine you did all this stuff, right? You did your workout, did your nutrition, and you did all the things, but then you never turned in your quests, or turned anything in. You didn't get rewarded, right? So in a way, the game app is like now your reward mechanism. So it's the thing that you can go to get rewarded, right? And we want to be rewarded for the effort that we make, that we put into this, right? And some of that is the tangibles, right? I would say majority of that is the tangibles, right? But then it's also the intangibles as well, right? So basically, the best way to kind of go through this kind of experience is to make sure that after you complete anything inside the fitness app, if there is any quests associated with that inside the game app, make sure you check them off, you gain your XP, and now you're closing kind of like the gameplay loop. So, super, super important, because if you leave it till later, you might forget what you did, and you won't just get that big kind of dopamine release if you're just checking a whole bunch of stuff off when you're in bed at night. Like, it's more rewarding when you do the thing and then you get rewarded for the thing immediately, right? I don't think anybody I don't think anybody wouldn't want to get rewarded immediately for anything, right? Like, if it's like, if you have the option to choose from getting rewarded an hour from now or literally in the next 10 seconds, literally the same thing, you'd be like, yeah, I want it now in the next 10 seconds, right? You're not going to get more XP by waiting later, is essentially what I'm saying. So that's going to be so, so important. So after completing quests in the fitness app, claim your rewards. Um, I really only had four. If I were to come up with number five, make it a good five ways to use both the fitness app and game app. I'm gonna be really simple here. Is basically pretty self-explanatory. Focus on leveling up in the game app. That's gonna be my last one, number five. Big reason why is because the game app is going to be all about what level you are. And your level is going to be as close of a representation of your progress inside of Infinite. So the big thing is you want to level up much as possible, because the higher level you are, the better results you're going to be able to achieve um, on your fitness journey. So yeah, focus on leveling up as much as possible, because that's going to be the main thing. The main thing that you want to be doing inside the game app at Infinite is to level up. So that means getting XP, you know, completing quests, and really doing all the right things physically, mentally, nutritionally to gain experience points. So there's going to be a lot of ways that you can do that inside of the game app. A lot of new ways. We're going to be constantly getting feedback as well on your guys' experience to optimize and improve it. But just know that there is going to be so much to do. We are mainly focusing on making sure that it is focused and it's intentional and it's customized to each individual's particular personal fitness goals. So um, we want to give you guys the freedom, a little bit of freedom at least, and some flexibility to kind of make some personal decisions of what to focus on. But ultimately, we want to make sure that you're focusing on the best things, the most effective things that are going to drive the most progress. So, all that being said, we're going to make sure that the gameplay loop for you when it comes to gaining XP and leveling up is going to be one that is going to drive the most amount of progress and results. But for you as the player in Infinite, it's going to always be about leveling up. It's not going to be about getting to max level. I hope to see somebody one day get there. It's just all about being better, right? You always hear me say better is better, just be better than yesterday, because that's all that matters. So if you're level 5, what's better than level 5? Level 6, right? If you've hit a plateau with your health and fitness goals, um, best way to break that plateau is to just level up, right? If you keep doing the right things that we provide for you inside of the academy, you're going to level up, you're going to make progress, and you're going to basically continuously improve and grow, and without hitting plateaus and things like that, or getting stagnant or heading in the opposite direction. So um, that's basically it. So here are the best ways to use both the fitness app and the game app. Number one, first open up the game app, create intention. Number two, open the fitness app, which is the implementation. Then number three, plan the most difficult quests, which is the intention aspect as well. Number four, after completing quests in Fitness app, claim your rewards inside of the game app. And then number five, focusing on leveling up in the game app, which is um, the core gameplay loop for progress. So yeah, that is it. If you have any questions, you already know, let me know. It's one of those things you just have to experience, right? Um, it's obviously with anything new, there's a learning curve, right? It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be a little maybe a little confusing. We try to reduce as much confusion as possible with the tutorials and the easy to follow lists and things like that. Um, so yeah, of course, if there's any trouble, any struggles, any feedback, any bugs or anything like that, just let us know so that we can improve your experience. And yeah, implement these 5 things and you're going to be leveling up, you're going to be engaged, you're going to be a lot more motivated, and I guarantee you'll follow through a lot more effectively by implementing this 1-2 punch fitness app and the game app for Infinite.